Oh, hello. I'm Eric Bay, and welcome to part 3 of... Oh, hello. I'm Eric Bay, and welcome to part 3 of the making of my debut album. In this video we'll be going through the tracks The Awaiting Game, Same Time Tomorrow Night, and Don't Worry About It, showing how...
What are you doing in my office?
Well, I needed a chair that swiveled, so I thought...
Get out!
Yes, sir.
Is that alcohol?
No, it's just water. It's just water.
It better be.
Yeah, well, it's just for appearances, I promise. Here we are in the studio. This is my producer, Joe. Say hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Isn't that great? He's saying his own name. Well, it's another mixing day where, like fascist dictators, we correct the mistakes of the past. Or to put it another way, we refine the recordings of previous sessions. First one today being The Awaiting Game. Oh, zoomed in too much. The Awaiting Game is the closing track of the album. I didn't have the camcorder with me when we originally recorded the song, so instead I brought my digital camera along and took some photos that day, and here they are. This is Joe answering the door to let me in. This is Joe after I told him I was going to be taking pictures all day. This is me explaining my vision of the song to Joe and him listening intently. This is Joe after I showed him the lyrics I had written. This is me attempting to play the relatively simple guitar part. This is Joe setting up to play the guitar part himself after my less than stellar attempt at it. This is Joe after he nailed the guitar part on the first take. This is Joe nailing the bass part on the first go too. This is me adding my instrumental contribution to the song. This is me later adding various keyboard parts and doing it rather well. After this, Joe and I decided that in the future, to save time and embarrassment, we should each stick to our own strengths. This was after we finished the first mix. We were listening back to it and there was something about the way the orchestra swoops in that made us feel very patriotic all of a sudden, so we had to stand up and give a salute. The downside of using a tripod for a shot like this is you can't tell when you're cutting your own head off, but there you go.
So what's the song about?
Well, without wishing to sound like an American teenage girl, it's like a song about where I am in my life right now and all the things that I want to achieve and accomplish. I apologize for the accent and for the sunglasses. It's just, there's no way of getting around it. That is what the song is about, and I needed a way to say it coolly and not be dumb and cliched about it. But I really apologise to any female American fans I have. I do not think that you all talk like that. It's kind of fitting that it is the last song on the album, because it feels like a goodbye song. It's got this descending chord pattern that goes like... And it just kind of is reminiscent of those songs like Champagne Supernova or Life on Mars or Handbags and Glad Rags, you know, real kind of good finale songs. And it ends, it doesn't resolve, it ends with this kind of open-ended chord that goes like... You know, kind of left hanging, as if to imply that there's a lot more music. Waiting just around the bend. And there is a lot more.
But Eric, why call it The Awaiting Game? Why not simply The Waiting Game or A Waiting Game?
Well, you see, it's partly a way to connect my music and my films. You see, I make films from time to time, and the name, the sort of banner that I make them under, is called Awaiting Pictures. Yeah, so it's partly because of that. It's also partly just to be awkward, but mainly it's so that one day real fans can use it to distinguish themselves from casual fans. Casual fans will be like, have you heard that song off Eric Bay's album, The Waiting Game? It's really good. And then real fans will leap from the shadows or wherever they congregate and shout, "No, no, it's called The Awaiting Game. You got it wrong. You suck!" That'll happen one day.
Wow, your real fans sound like a bunch of total c***s.
I prefer to think of them as passionate. Same Time Tomorrow Night is quite an unusual song. It's a lot bleaker than the stuff I usually do, but can't be happy all the time. And it's had quite a tumultuous journey from original tune to finished song. The verse and the chorus were originally from two different songs, but they weren't quite working in the songs they were, so put them together and they work much better. They really work well together. And influences, there were a couple of songs from movies that influenced this song. One of them being Sally's Song from the Tim Burton Henry Selick stop motion classic The Nightmare Before Christmas, in that it's very sad but also a little bit beautiful possibly, and it's got these kind of nice little key changes up and down semitones. And the arrangement was inspired by the song Walking in the Air from Raymond Briggs' The Snowman, with its kind of grand strings and this kind of brooding piano underneath. But I haven't got The Snowman because that's a kids film, and I don't have kids films in my collection. That is a lie. The lyrics were also inspired by a film, Titanic, actually.
Oh God, it's not a "My Heart Will Go On" type song, is it, Eric?
No. That was a song about in resilience and the power of enduring love and strength. This is a song about loneliness and sadness and the futility of trying.
Oh, goody.
Yes. It was inspired by the scene where Leonardo DiCaprio's character Jack shows Rose this drawing he's done of this woman who spends night after night going to this bar in all her jewellery and stuff, just waiting for her long lost love to show up. And it's not about that character specifically, but it's about that kind of situation, you know, where you're in this kind of sad time warp, where you're doomed to repeat a cycle of frustration and failure and disappointment.
I know the feeling.
Because this song has quite a minimalist arrangement, mainly piano and strings, I recorded as much as I could at home before I went to the studio, and it really paid off because we got a really good mix of it in just one day, when normally a song takes between 2 and 3 days to record. So that shows the value of preparation and having simpler arrangements on songs. Mickey here was very impressed with the end result, and I was very proud of the end result, but it won't be on the album, only because I specifically recorded it with the intention of it being the B-side of the album's first single, this song, which we did afterwards.
Okay, what's this one called?
Don't worry about it.
I just need something to type in for the file name.
No, that's what it's called. It's called Don't Worry About It.
Well, you could have said it like you were saying a song title instead of that kind of dismissive tone. You made it sound like you were just telling me not to worry about it.
Did I?
Okay. Yes, you did, actually.
Never so sorry.
Right.
Better make sure not to do that with the next song we do.
Well, what's that one called?
That's not important right now.
That's the song title, isn't it?
Could be. Don't Worry About It is a positive, upbeat song with a good old-fashioned, catchy sing-along chorus, and it's for precisely that reason that I decided it will be the first single released from the album, which means you'll be able to hear it and buy it at least a couple of months before the album is released. And I'll probably be making a music video of it at some point. I don't know quite what that will be yet, but if you have any suggestions about what you think the video should be or what you'd like to see me doing in the video, you can send me a message or post a comment on my YouTube, MySpace or Facebook pages, or you can tweet me your suggestions on Twitter at Eric Bay-Music, one word. Keep the suggestions clean, please. And if I get some good ones, I'll post the best suggestions, or I'll mention them on my next making of video. It's a really simple song, but sometimes the simple ones are the best ones, aren't they?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, hush you. It's pretty much just those chords for the whole song. There's D major, A major, E minor, and G major, and that's it. The bridge has those same chords, just in a different order.
A different order, you say?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't want to make it too easy, would you?
No. But it is a fun song, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really good to play. Hang on. A fifth chord?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? I just put a B minor in there just to spice it up. You know, just
Eric,
keep it fresh.
Have you forgotten the rule?
What rule? Oh, I thought that was your nickname. As far as arrangement goes, on this song, we wanted to keep it very stripped down, like the kind of arrangement you'd get on an unplugged album. So we've kept it very simple.
A fifth chord?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Reasonably simple, with just acoustic guitar, not electric guitar. Forget about that. Piano. Nothing flashy at all. Hammond organ. Drums, of course. Yeah, I don't know how the drums work. You have to do that bit. And we really wanted to get a mandolin on there as well, but Joe didn't have one, so I went to this music shop near where he lived to see if we could borrow one. But when I mentioned Joe's name, they told me to leave and never come back. Apparently he borrowed an instrument from them a few years ago and never returned it. But it didn't matter, because in the end, just by adding a capo to the guitar, instant mandolin sounding instrument. Or a very close approximation of one. And that's the song, a good old-fashioned power chord driven crowd pleaser that will be available soon for your listening and buying pleasure. You know, I've never noticed it, Joe, but that's a very impressive harp you have over there.
Yeah, it's mine.
It's nice.